back to the channel. So this is part 3 of renovating a homemade camper. I went ahead and I got this door installed and got the Bondo filled at the bottom. And then I have been spending the better part of a morning installing this panel on both sides because I have been trying to upload that YouTube video and it was taking basically the whole morning. So let me flip you around and show you what I've been doing. On the inside, we have these 4 panels. So what I've done is I put the 1-inch foam behind it, and then I went back and put the 1/2 inch on the face of it and then taped it. And so now I have like a 1/4 inch space, but now I have 1.5 inches of foam. I'm going to do it in the ceiling as well and then just cut out and make a channel for the wiring. But now that the video was uploaded, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an update. So with Katie's help, we have gotten all of the foam done except for the front. And then we now have the wires ran through the ceiling and taped. You can see that we have the lights hung down. So we're going to now try to hold the ceiling back up and get it tacked so we can just keep moving forward. We're able to get the roof panel on and the lights tightening. And so Katie is finishing the last set of screws. And then we will try to put the next roof panel on. That's high and that's low. Okay, cool. We have a fan now. How'd that look?
Like a hole. So with Katie's help, I was able to get the wood paneling done on the sides and the roof. We're waiting on the front because I have a window unit coming later this week and I'm gonna have to cut it out anyways, and so I'm just gonna wait. What we're looking at, well, and I also went ahead and put one of the foam boards on the bottom, just adding to it, and then it also adds a little bit of comfort to the floor. But what we're looking at now is that I have a miniature microwave, I guess. I mean, it's smaller than the other one I have. And then I have this sink. And so we're looking at the countertop space. And this is basically what it's going to look like. I'm thinking a pull-out countertop underneath of the microwave. And so that gives her a little bit more prep space. But that's...
And we can put the cutting board on the sink
Yep.
too.
There is a cutting board that goes on top of that sink, and so there will be some countertop space.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. So I think we just have to decide a height and then kind of figure out how we can start setting the countertop. Yeah. What we've decided to do is lower this cabinet as low as it can go. And so my plan is I can take about 2.5 inches out of this before the door hits, 3 inches. So I'm gonna leave half an inch between the bottom of the door, and then I'm gonna shrink this down to about 1 inch. And so I'm probably gonna get about 3.5 inches out of it, maybe 4 inches out of it. And then that will allow just enough space for the sink to be low enough for Katie to reach in and grab at the bottom. So now I'm going to partially disassemble this and see if I can't figure out how to get it cut. Good news, I found my tripod. So I had to go find some 3-inch screws. I wasn't sure the best way to fasten this, but I do have it operatable. Anyways, I did shrink it as low as it will go. And so I'm just also going to pull it as far back as, So I was going to pull it as far forward as I can, but I just realized that there's a 3/4 inch frame on this. Interesting. So because of that frame, I lose 3/4 of an inch inside the cab. Because the doors do not sit recessed. I probably don't want to take this panel off. Dang, that sucks. Oh well, I guess I will scoot it back 3/4 of an inch like it was. It's whatever. So, I guess, should probably make sure that shuts now. It does shut. So that was the concept behind that, I guess. My phone keeps dying, but I am still working through So I have the wall. Of course, I'm reusing as much of the old wood that's pre-assembled as possible. So I did lower this down like 3.5 inches, 4 inches. And then I fitted the sink, which the template was short, which is not surprising. But so the battery won't stay there, it will go over there. And then I will have the water pump for that sink. I think I'm going to have to get an exterior water jug, and then the pump will suck it up into the faucet. And then I'm planning on setting the microwave here and then building a box with a shelving unit above it. But this is kind of what it's looking like. I am also waiting or trying to determine. So the wife and I talked about having one side less deep than the other because I'm a little bit taller than her by like 9 inches. And so my head comes to the edge of this mat. When she had laid down, her head was at the edge of the mat, but she wasn't all the way against the wall. I was touching the wall, and my head was at the edge of the mat, which these are probably 2 feet each, so about 6 feet. I have 4 inches above my head, but I would like about 6 more. But I have to make sure the battery can fit in there, and I guess anything else that might need to go in there. But this is what it's looking like so far. And I do plan on putting the foam insulation in this. And so since I had my phone on charge, I just wanted to give an update. So I used the table saw to cut the foam board, and it fits so much nicer. This had an 1/8 inch gap here, so I put some tape on it. But I wanted to show you guys how nicely that cut. I still have that piece to do right there, but I'm gonna go ahead and install my countertop and then figure out where I'm putting the wiring. There was another day of working on the camper. I just found out that the faucet that I had is not going to work. It projects too far out with that sink being only 15 inches deep. I got the foam in. Yeah, and kind of have the battery tray area figured out. So today we ended up finishing the paneling. We ended up, or the foam board, then we did the paneling, not the front. We rebuilt the kitchen, built the wall, figured out where the battery and the sink was going, got the microwave test fitted, did some wiring, ran new wires for the lights on the outside, got the windows trim put back on, which we're probably going to have to redo. But I think that was a pretty successful day. It felt really slow, but overall, you know, one more day closer. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace out.